Are you ready for some nerd power? It's the Falcon Paladin Hour, a podcast by Falcon, Paladin, and Somicron. Falcon hates puns and thinks that they're all wrong. One's American and one is an Aussie. Talking about StarCraft 2 and the esports scene.
Hello and welcome to the podcast, Falcon.
Thank you, kind Somicron.
You're most welcome.
It is good to have another podcast day.
Yeah. It's always a good day in podcast day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. It is 21 degrees outside today.
Ooh, that sounds lovely, to be honest.
It's incredibly cold.
What is the weather here? Because I've got the aircon on, but that's mainly... Okay, it's also 21 degrees here, but the other measurement system.
Oh, the serendipity. It's amazing. It's the exact same temperature here and there. Sort of. Not really, but...
Not exactly. Yeah, it's
No.
69 here.
Yeah, that sounds lovely. That's like, oof, right there. What do you want my temperature for? What is wrong with you?
I prefer the cold.
This is extra super cold, man.
I don't
When's
know.
the last time it was this cold where you live?
How cold is it?
Never?
21 Fahrenheit, 2 Celsius. -6 degrees Celsius? Never. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
accurate.
Okay, so you don't even know what this is. Don't tell me you
Well-
want it.
Well, no. Okay. So at work, we have cool rooms and freezers, and the freezers are kept at -15 Celsius.
Yes.
Well, actually, I think for food and safety, you have to be at minimum -15, and I kept it -20, and it's lovely in there. So, if it could be even colder than where you are right now, I would take it.
How long are you in there? Spend the whole
Oh.
afternoon in the freezer?
Minutes at most.
Okay, so that's the thing. Sure. Can be
Right.
lovely for a short period of time.
Right. But I just don't have a reason to be in there. Otherwise, I'd be in there longer.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Maybe you are super into, the below freezing temperatures. Maybe that's your thing. You just live in the wrong place for that.
It's possible.
Entirely possible.
Hmm.
Well, in quick sports ball news, America took down Iran in the World Cup today by 1 entire point. Squeaked through, so...
I assume that was a high-scoring game. 1-0.
I did see a thing that said there are more 0-0 ties in the group stages of the World Cup this year than they have, ever in the history of the World Cup. So
Oh, okay.
scoring is a struggle right now for whatever reason. Anyway, yeah, so the U.S. moves on to the round of 16. Iran goes home, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot more important things going on in Iran right now, I think. I'm not sure how
I
much
have
they care
noticed
about the football right now.
Yeah, we have the World Cup on in the break room at work,
Yeah.
and it's just on all the time. And since I get there so early in the morning, I was like, I am so sick of having to see this every time I come down here. I put they have the TV remote there, so I just messed with the resolution and the color settings and stuff, and nobody noticed. It was great. It's like, oh, you don't notice that it's now standard definition and 20% darker than it should be? I'm like, no, it looks the same to me.
Yeah, football fans don't care. You can give them football on a tube TV that's black and white and 80% static, and they're like, football, let's go. I'm serious. I really think you could have pushed that a lot further before they would have said anything.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah. Anywho, enough sports bull.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. Do you want to do Chainsaw Man talk?
Sure, we can talk about some changes. Not that there's a whole lot to really talk about other than what we liked, because we have no answers. Things happened and we have no answers. We don't even get character name introductions. We just have people do stuff. Cool.
Yeah, but some of the names you can infer, like Sword Devil. Huh?
That's no. Okay, so I saw someone talking about it on Reddit because I was forced to look at other means of understanding. That guy's name is Katana Man.
Oh, Katana Devil.
No, not Devil, Man.
Man,
He's not a devil.
But
In
oh,
fact,
fine, Chainsaw Man. You're
Yeah,
right. That's how the naming convention works. Fair enough.
right. In fact, the Fox Devil even says, "This isn't a devil or a man that you've put in my mouth, Aki-kun."
Right.
So
It's whatever Denji is that we still don't know what he is.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
yeah.
So I just want to start this off by saying I'm proud of Denji for not sleeping with Korimiya. Is that her name?
Himeno.
Himeno. That's not even close.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I'm embarrassed. No, for me.
Oh, I don't know what you said.
So I was way off. Himeno. Thank you. Yeah, and it is against the law for her to sleep with him. You were like, no, it's fine last week. And I was like, okay, but nope. Apparently it was not okay. So well done, Denji.
I don't know. It's like, this is alternate history we're talking about.
In this version of Japan, her sleeping with a 16-year-old is prison time. So good.
Well, I mean, I feel like she still made out with him in a public place. That's still going to be like a couple months, right?
Probably. She kissed him again when she brought him home. It's like, lady,
Sure.
you need to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
You think she really doesn't remember? I don't know. I don't have an experience with alcohol. How legitimate do you think her story is that she doesn't remember anything?
Entirely accurate. That's
Okay.
beyond feasible.
Okay. So if she gets picked up for this and she's like, I was blackout drunk, are they going to be like, yeah, that's cool then. It's fine.
I don't know. Culturally, Japan does like allow public drinking, so being drunk in public places is not a problem. And I looked it up just to make sure, but the age of consent in Japan is 13. So
gross. 13?
I don't know if it's one of those sliding ones where if it's like if you're under 16, it's 13 to 16. If you're over 18, it's 16 and above. I don't know the entire ins and outs.
I think that's how most people roll with it, because it'd be stupid to convict a 13-year-old of having sex with a 13-year-old, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And there's some information I did not need.
Did you just Google something else, or are you talking about the 13-year-old thing?
Oh, the 13-year-old thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing. Is it like legally, yes, but culturally, people will like string you up in the public square if you do?
I think that's typically how it is. It's like it's one of those laws that nobody wants to like be associated with changing because it's just so irrelevant. It's like, why are you interested in this? You know, it makes people wonder. It's like, oh, it's this old antiquated law. We just mob people who are like, you know, tie them up to a tree if they do this. We don't need to waste time changing the law because the law is relevant. So outdated and old, that kind of a thing. Fair.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, the reason Denji turns her down is solely because he wants to fuck Makima first for his first time.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, she sucks, right? And he's like, yeah, that's awesome. It's like, all right, well, all right, Denji, good luck, man.
We should form an alliance.
Translation? Because she literally says, what if her personality is shit? And he's like, awesome. Like, instantaneously is like, that's fantastic.
Yeah. He's just like, I don't care. Like,
he doesn't even hesitate.
No. He's quite smitten.
He is the dumbest, most relatable person in all of the world, Denji. Accurate, man. It's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, just to backtrack a little bit, she makes an English pun when she's on top of him that night. She's like, you need to move on. And she does the cow horns. And I'm like, that is not that in Japanese. How did you do that? That's black magic. I was impressed. Like, translators have a tough job as it is, but when they take the jokes and they translate them and it works that well, it's like, poof. You guys are amazing. Killer talent.
Translating puns has got to be the hardest thing ever.
It does. And just to nail it. Again, I don't know how good it is in Japanese, but the English version of it is just perfect for a drunk lady talking about how Denji needs to move on. So funny. Anyway, sorry. So then Umeno's like, all right, look, I want to fuck Aki. And you want to get with Makima, so let's form an alliance, a secret alliance.
Yeah. And which is, I don't know, just two friends helping each other out to pursue their goals. I don't think the secret alliance is a little
That's what she
Yeah,
says.
no. It is what
Okay.
she says, but it's just
Okay.
like it's oddly childish coming from her, even though she's not exactly the most serious of grown-up people. But
No, most of the devil hunters are not.
it's I don't know. It was just something that I was like, oh, okay, we're going like cloak and dagger with the romance plot here.
Yeah,
Mm,
doesn't seem
When
entirely in
turns
place for
out,
Chainsaw Man, but
no.
whatever. The
Yeah.
tone in the show is kind of all over the place, but it kind of works. I don't know.
It's all over the place, but it moves so fluidly between like office night out to slice of life with just a couple of coworkers having breakfast in the morning discussing their love life to action and tragedy, right?
Yeah.
It did that seamlessly. It's a great episode for
Mhm.
doing that. Like the ability to fit all that in to one episode is incredible. It's really good. It's just we have no answers to what any of it means, and that upsets me.
It's bothering Somicron. Yes.
Yeah. I'm
He
just
needs answers now.
Yep. I'm ready for the next chapter. Please.
Fair.
There's a reason why books aren't released chapter to chapter. Well, they are in some cases, fan fiction sites and stuff like that. And
They used to be too. Like A Tale of Two Cities by Dickens was released serially in the newspaper, and I think
Really?
A Christmas Carol was as well.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
it was kind of the hot thing when he was big. But you're right. That never happens anymore. Except for, you're right, fan fiction that's being published on Wattpad or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anywho,
So,
was there anything important?
so Himeno's
Yeah.
like dead, right? Like the ghost
Well,
took all of her.
yeah, it sure seems like she intentionally sacrificed herself to try to save Aki.
Yep.
So she gone. She's
Yep.
not dead. She is evaporated. Like she was evaporated piece by piece, and now she is gone, and her clothes and eye patch are on a heap on the floor. The end.
Pretty sad.
Yeah.
Like
So
actually, legitimately pretty sad. Like,
yeah.
mm,
Well, and she's like, well, and she lies to Denji, right? Because Denji's like, why do you like Aki? And she's like, his face. And Denji's like, yeah, that makes sense. But then she has this whole internal monologue thing where she's like, Aki cries about every single one of his rookies that dies when he's supposed to be protecting them. And no one does that. Like everyone just gets super hardened or goes nuts. And he still cries over them. And like, that's what she likes about him.
Yep.
Anyway, and then she's like, hope you cry for me. Blah. Tough times, man.
Tough times.
Tragic character, Imeno. I don't know. I
So-
mean, we're early enough in the show where it's like, okay, we don't know. This could be the kind of show where resurrections are just like a thing, right?
Well, they have to be a thing because otherwise, Aki's in a very precarious spot, like facing down Katana Man and the girl with snake demon powers. Right? Like
Hoodie Girl, yeah.
yeah, I don't. Again, we don't even get character introductions. So he's probably dead. Denji's been shot in the face, which
Okay, but
I mean, he's Chainsaw Man in Chainsaw Man. I doubt he's dead.
yeah.
Uh,
Can
right?
I just yes.
The
So you're
other devil
saying
hunters got shot by old Granny, and
Yeah.
Makima
and
got
Makima
did
gets ambushed.
on the train. Which I mean, I was like, oh, I get it. They're on the bullet train, and then.
Ah.
And at first I thought it was just them being assassinated, and then they would cut to everyone else finding out in the diner. And
Yeah.
I thought that would have been great setup for another episode and like move the story forward, like what's going on. And then everyone started dying. I'm like, okay, you had a big cast, but now you have like 3 people. What's going on?
I gotta say, if he is Game of Thronesing this thing and being like, here's a huge cast of characters, and now only 3 are left, care about them for the rest of the story, I'm gonna be like, okay, that was amazing. Like, we're gonna be scared for everyone that's in danger now, right?
Right. Yeah.
It might be what he's doing. I still think Makima's got something else going on. I don't think she's dead.
No.
I think she's got some powers that nobody knows about.
So I'm wondering how much of the intro song and like montage is spoilers, because there's a scene where she's sitting on like some stairs and she's got like wings and a halo, and then when they're
Right.
all in the movie theater, she's sitting next to Denji and there's another person in the background who's sitting there looking very similar with wings and a halo.
You think that's Makima? I did not see.
I mean,
didn't notice that.
It's the same hair color and like looks vaguely the
Mhm.
same person, so I assumed it was.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah. Also, her eyes do crazy things, so she's gotta have some magic powers.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. I'll be annoyed if the skilled girl, like the terrified devil hunter from the hotel, is just dead, and we don't
Yeah.
get to find out what her secret magic power contract was. That's just gonna annoy me. Like,
Me too, but I don't think she has any superpowers. But also, we didn't see her get shot.
no, we saw
Those-
little old lady, old man, I don't remember, just like draw a gun on them,
Right.
and, like shoot them in the back, but we don't know that they're dead.
We only hear the gunshots. Maybe grandma's a bad shot and she missed.
Maybe.
Because yeah, like I can sure, Denji survives getting shot in the head. Makaba probably survives getting shot in the head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think crying whining girl can survive getting shot in the head. But again, she's got a secret contract with the devil that she doesn't want to tell him about. So who knows?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, there are so many good touches in this episode. Like ghost devils, like I don't want to go out there, right? And you're like, holy crap, what is Ghost Devil afraid of?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we now see what the sword on Aki back does. Like, if you get stabbed by it 3 times, you just die. But apparently, you don't if you're Katana Man.
Well, he's dead. I think Hoodie Girl reses him.
Yeah, that's also possible.
Because he's done. And then she wanders over, like, touches him, and he gets right up, and he's ready to fight again. It's like, that's not pep talk stuff. I think there's something else going on with her.
Right, yeah. I mean, what if her
Yeah.
snake is, like, the Ouroboros demon and has the ability to just, like, recycle people back to life, you know?
Yeah.
Perpetuality kind of a thing. That's possible. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Just no idea.
So let me just tell you, the whole time I was like, Power, go pull Denji's ripcord. Power, go pull his fucking ripcord. Nobody says it. The camera does not look at Denji the entire time.
There's like one shot of him laying there dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Aki's like, go stop the bleeding on Himeno. And Power's like, cool. And then she doesn't really do it because she's Power. But like, nobody's like, Denji, we saw what he did in the last episode. He's probably not dead. Go pull his ripcord. I was so mad. It's just annoying. Like, because the whole time I'm thinking about it, and I don't know, the writing's supposed to be like, okay, so Denji is the protagonist. You probably can't be afraid for his life very much. So we're going to pretend he doesn't exist for like 15 whole minutes, right?
So my assumption is that Aki has his little internal monologue that like only the police and devil hunters should be able to get guns in Japan with these people. I have a feeling that even with all of the ghosts and devil contract bullshit, guns still just straight up kill people, right? In this, it's not like some anime where like there's a dude with a sword who's blocking gunshots and you get shot a couple times, but they pop out and you heal. I'm assuming that for most people, even devil hunters who all have contracts with very powerful demons and whatnot, if they get shot, they tend to die. And seeing Denji get shot, Aki immediately writes him off. Like, okay, I've seen what he can do, like when he can drink a lot of blood and like have chainsaws coming out of his face, but he just got shot. People die when they get shot.
No, I know, but like, you can say, if you have time to say, Power, go put pressure on Himeno's gunshot. You can also take 2.5 seconds to say, pull Denji's ripcord. That's it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But let's give it a try. That's all I'm saying. You don't know what he's capable of. You don't know what he is. That's all I'm saying. Try.
No. Like,
they didn't. You're right. The answer is no.
I think it's stupid to try because he knows Power needs to concentrate to try and stop bleeding in someone that's not her. She only has control over her blood.
Did you see what she was doing? She had her hands nowhere near that gunshot wound.
Sure she did.
She's like over there.
She was doing something. She was doing something. I assume, like, they don't show it, but she was instructed to go do a thing, and she was standing by the thing she was supposed to be doing. I assume she was doing it. They just didn't show it. So
it'd be entirely within Power's personality to not do anything.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Probably. I just think it's fine. Like, if they want to show that the gun devil is like the biggest problem that they have, and then be like, oh, these guns just straight up kill people. Like, there's no fun shonen, you know, some dude with a Gatling gun drawing across the ground and everyone's doing like ninja flips to get out of the way of the trail of gunshots. There's no action hero moment. That people just die regularly from this in their line of business. It's totally fine for me for Aki just to write off Denji, move to someone who he knows can be helped.
I get that. If Aki specifically was like, I don't know what you are, Denji. What the hell are you? That's it. That's the only reason I really think he should give it a chance. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
No.
All right. I like it's always nice to get little bits of like non-insanity from Power, because it's like, Power, help out, and Power's like, I did not see that guy move. Like, I got nothing here. Because if she was just gone to the bloodlust and gone to the insanity, she'd go for it. She'd give it a shot. But there's like this shred of self-preservation and intelligence in there that overrides that sometimes.
That's her incredibly high IQ kicking
in. 4,000 IQ right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, so Katana Man shows up. Shoots Denji. And you're right. Like, that was a conscious choice. Like, why doesn't he bust out his katanas and try to stab Denji?
Now, the method of assassination has to be important for some reason. And he even tells, like, Denji, like, you killed my granddad. I'm here for revenge. That somebody wants your heart. And, like, they have to know that like, okay, so Aki, Himeno, and Power, do they know that Denji's heart is literally the Chainsaw Devil Dog thing? Like, that's why the ripcord comes out of his chest. It's because it replaced his heart. Like,
I can't see Denji keeping that a secret.
I mean, I just don't know how literal that is. And when they say, I'm coming for your heart, I feel like it's possible they could have interpreted that as, I'm coming to kill the things you love. And then just shoots him, and then I don't know, lets his friends live in misery. Seems like a way to do it, but I think he's literal. Like, I'm here to shoot you in the head, cut out the thing in your chest.
Yeah, and with Eternity Demon, he was the same thing. He wanted Chainsaw. He didn't care about Denji. He wants Chainsaw. So it does seem like Pochita, whatever's left of him inside Denji, whatever's in there, a lot of really powerful devils want something to do with him. Yeah.
Don't know what it is yet, though.
We do not. So, yeah. I mean, when they were like, no one can get guns in Japan, I was like, yeah, but you're fighting the gun devil. You think the gun devil can supply people with guns, maybe? Honestly, that's what I was thinking. Like, because he's the one he's the one who wants Denji's heart. So if anyone's working for him, can't they just, he'd be like, here's an Uzi. Here's a Colt 45. Enjoy. Right?
Who knows? I mean, there's like, the Chainsaw Man doesn't like spawn chainsaws for people. He's not like running an arboriculturist business. I mean, like, I get free chainsaws to give out to my workers, you know.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. If Gun Devil's powerful enough to just like eliminate 6,000 people at once, I don't know. That was just where my brain went, was basically like, okay, so if they're working for the Gun Devil, they get guns.
I assume that is part of it, right? Like, there's definitely like a thematic line where it's like the Gun Devil has people and they have guns, right? Like, that's the connection you're supposed to draw, that maybe the Gun Devil, who, as people are scared of gun crime, the Gun Devil gets more powerful, and he grants the contract holders with him more powerful guns, right? Like, he does some magic that makes them shoot straighter. I don't know, you know, better accuracy, whatever, that kind of thing. You know, he gives them better loot drops.
Yeah, and maybe there are guns that would have a chance of killing Denji, as opposed to a regular gun that like the police have wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Dunno. Yeah.
Don't know. Also, as soon as the people in front of and behind Makima like ducked their heads down, I was like, up,
Yeah. As soon as
up.
I could hear like duffel bags being opened, and I'm like, oh, something's about
Yeah.
to go down. Yeah.
And like at no point Makima was like, hey, hold up a second here. Like her sense of self-preservation isn't finely tuned enough to be like something's going on, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where she's like in a public place using public transport, and there's some people
Yeah.
getting some stuff out of bags, right? Like that's not an uncommon thing to hear.
Yeah, it's true.
She's also pensive about having to go to Kyoto to meet with the bigwigs, and she's scared
Yeah.
of them, so her mind's occupied. Um, it's either that or she's gonna live because she knows nothing can kill her. Like she's getting shot, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Right? She's just
Right.
like, so she doesn't need to worry about everything. That's why she can take public transport instead of having like a private car take her everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's basically on the bus. Like she's the regional director for the devil hunting group.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
she has a private car to go pick up Denji when he's killing the
Yeah.
Yakuza guys at the start. It's like, oh no, but I mean, I get it is a lot faster to take the Shinkansen to Kyoto. It's like turning an 8-hour drive into like an hour trip. It is
True.
way faster. But yeah,
But like she couldn't fly. They don't have private jets.
doubt it. Private jets are pretty expensive. On like
For
a whole nother
sure.
tier. On a whole nother tier.
No, I know.
Also, you're then because I don't know. Is there an airport near Kyoto? I assume there is.
Yeah, of course. Even if it's just a smaller one, there's got to be an airport.
Mm.
Yeah. Anywho,
The city of Kyoto itself does not have an airport.
what?
The closest airport to Kyoto is Osaka.
How far is that?
55 minutes away by bus.
Yeah, fair.
Yep.
Train it is.
There you
Interesting.
go.
So no benefit from private plane at all.
Mhm.
Not even close.
Well, that's interesting.
All right. What else? Is there anything else in that episode? So all we know about the cursed sword is that it shortens your lifespan. We talked about that last week. We don't know what that means. We still don't know what that means. But
Right.
what I thought was interesting was Aki pulled that thing out and used it instantly. He didn't think about it. There was no internal monologue. He's like, maybe I can try to shoot this thing or like kick it. Or he was just like, nope, sword out now. Let's go.
Right.
Like he immediately determined this was a threat worth sorting with the cursed sword.
Yeah, I assume because the entire rest of his team is immediately compromised. Denji's dead.
Yeah.
He's got Power looking after Himeno to make sure she doesn't die. And he's like, it's just me. Whoever this is has access to equipment that they shouldn't, and is got a katana coming out of their face. So, it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I'm impressed with his ability to quickly determine how bad things were and use the thing that is probably kind of scary to use, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
It was good decision making by him.
Yeah, good job by him. So the cursed sword, it's a magical thing, right? Like,
yeah.
He uses it to stab Katana Man, and Katana Man's like, what the heck was that? This wasn't Aki just using regular old sword play human style, right?
I think the stabbing was Aki, just his natural ability in sword, like in fencing or whatever you want to call it.
You think he can keep up with Katana Man in a regular fencing battle?
The Katana Man's like, look, I underestimated him really badly. He's got moves
3 times in a row.
Right, but he doesn't know initially that it's a cursed sword that's gonna like curse kill him. He just thinks he's getting stabbed and he can take it. Like
But if it's anything like Denji, losing blood is bad news bears. He can't just let himself get stabbed.
Right, but he knows he's got someone on his team who can resurrect him.
Hoodie Girl can res him. It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see, but I'm really on the side of the sword is supernaturally able to get hits in at a speed beyond human capability. But I don't know. I mean, I guess in a storytelling perspective, it would make more sense if the wielder had to do the work themselves for the magical instant execution thing to kick in. Because otherwise, Aki's just like it's just like a vessel for the sword, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Does anyone else want to chubba chop really badly? Also,
is
fucking
so evil.
Denji, for the love of God, don't just put that in your pocket. It's gross.
She's I don't know, man. She's the worst. She's the worst.
What makes you say that? How's she the worst?
Because all she does not care about Denji as a human at all. Not even a tiny bit. We've established this. Okay. He is her pet.
Yep.
But she keeps being like, here's an indirect kiss. Have my chupa chup that I've been sucking on for 10 minutes already. That's pretty hot, right? And let me explain to you why. Sure, your first kiss was puke based, but you know what? You'll have a lot of other great experiences out there. And just like, here, Denji, fall in love with me deeper. She's the worst. I don't like her at all.
She's she's
good at her job, except for the part where she gets shot in the head.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. She's manipulating him. That's how she does it.
I know. I just Denji's so stupid though. It feels immoral.
I mean, he is 16-ish, so
yeah. I mean, how much dumber is he than the average 16-year-old?
Not particularly. Well, he's a little less like he doesn't have experience in common things because he's been alone his whole life.
Yeah.
Like he is definitely emotionally stunted, but he's not terrible. He's not too far off the mark from a 16-year-old, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Except he'll eat literally anything. I did like that line when they're at breakfast, and him and I was like, "Breast you can eat," and he's like, "People turn down free food."
Exactly. Yeah.
Good old Denji. Not dead, that's for sure, because it's called Chainsaw Man. How hilarious would it be if he was just gone and they just kept calling it Chainsaw Man?
Well, I mean, I assume there's another Chainsaw Man that comes on. It's a hereditary role.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's like Batman. Different people get to be Batman. Yeah. It's a mantle. Chainsaw Man is a mantle. Got it.
I assume he's not dead.
Yeah, I know. Me too. It would be funny if he was, though.
Yeah. But, I mean, another episode like this, if we get this episode, but again, next week, where there's, like, a whole lot of really cool shit's happening, no answers, I'm just going to the wiki. Like, that's...
Fair. Then you can't talk about anything with me. It'll be over. It'll be done at that point.
I mean, I've done it before, and I've just talked around it for something. I don't remember a lot off the top of my head, but, you know, it happens.
That's a good point.
Attack on Titan. Yeah, I just went to the wiki for that after people spoiled it on Reddit for me. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what happens.
Fair.
Yeah.
You can pull that off. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Chainsaw Man, still awesome.
Still awesome.
Andor finished up its first season.
Are we confident this is the second season?
Yeah. They started filming last week, they said.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean, again, they could cancel it in the middle of filming it. That's not unheard of.
Seems unlikely, though.
Yeah, Disney did get their old CEO back. So I don't know how he feels about this.
Don't know.
Did you hear about that?
No.
So, old CEO, Bob Iger.
Okay.
Of Disney, like he's the one who like bought Marvel and bought Fox and bought Star Wars, right? Just expanded the Disney empire beyond anyone's wildest imagination. So he retires like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's got this handpicked successor. And the successor kind of isn't doing great. So Bob Iger's like, all right, I'm back. He's like
Okay.
80 years old. Yeah, it's a very, very weird thing. It's not something that usually happens in corporate America. So yeah, I don't know. Like that's one thing where like Bob Iger comes back and he's like, I don't know about this Andor thing. I don't know about what you're doing with Star Wars. Axe it. We're going to start some new projects that I'm in charge of, that I came up with, right? Or people I handpicked came up with.
Right.
Anyway, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't think this show's getting canceled.
No.
No.
But anyway, I think it stuck the landing. I think there were some aspects of the episode that were not quite super hot. Like, I don't think that we needed every character that we know in the show to be in Ferrix at the same time.
All but 4, I think.
Yeah.
Because they were, well, actually, like 5. There's the
Like-
head of SIB, the inside guy working for Axis,
You're-
Mon Mothma,
no-
her husband, daughter.
No,
No? They weren't on
no, you're
Ferrix.
right. You're right. He's back at ISB. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we get scenes with them, but then, like, those are the 5 people that aren't on Ferrix.
And you're right. Mon Mothma and her husband and her daughter aren't there.
And the mob
So
dude
you're right.
and his wife and daughter, son.
Son. Yeah. You're right. So it's not every single character, but it
Right.
is.
But it is like Cyril got there somehow. The other old corpo guy is there for some reason, though he does absolutely nothing. He's just there to swap hats, apparently.
Yeah. There's no reason he needed to go to Ferrix at all.
Absolutely zero.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, are they setting up that this is going to be like a romance between him and the ISB lady? Like, okay, he saves her, but it, like right up
Yeah.
until like the riot like fully kicks off, it looks like he's having a moment of doubt about whether or not these people just want to live their lives and whether or not he was right to like basically do the same thing that they're doing, but on a much smaller scale.
You think Cyril was relating to the uprising?
The hologram. I think
To
like,
Marva?
Like everyone was getting like a little teary-eyed and having a moment, including him, and I'm like, what's
Oh.
like what is his deal? Is he like, oh, I've done something bad, or oh, these people are foolish and ignorant and we need to crush them into the ground with our boots, right? Like I can't tell what he was supposed to be reacting to there, so I assumed it was just as sympathetic as the person before him and the person after him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, okay. I don't know, man. So Dedra gets knocked down. She's going to get, like, murdered in the street.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cyril comes in, pretends he's taking her away to arrest her or something, gets her in a closet somewhere. She's like, how the crap are you here? And I don't know. I can't quite interpret what's going on between those two in that scene. Because she did say, next time I see you, I'm throwing you in a cell. But at the same time, somebody made this point on a podcast. She's constantly fighting against people at the ISB, right?
Yeah.
Like she's got that rivalry with that one dude, and her boss is always, not always, but a lot of the time is shutting her down. She's like, why didn't we keep anybody alive from this raid? And he's like, can't do it. Got to send a message. She's like, we can't get any information from them, you idiots, right?
Right, but he also is the guy that like gave her authority over the system that Ferrix is in, so she could like cross-reference stolen parts with the like the scrapyard and shit. Like he is just being a boss. Like obviously not everything's going her way, but at the same time, there's a lot of just like he's taking her side. He's listening to the things that the points that she's making.
Yes. Qyburn. The Game of Thrones character named Qyburn.
Yep.
You're right. He's not always shutting her down, but if she wants someone in her life who always says yes to everything she says, then Cyril's a pretty good answer for that, right?
Yeah, probably.
So there's a part of me that's like, does she see him as like a yes man, and he will always do what she says and never try to overthrow her and never tell her that she's wrong?
He's her Denji. Like he's gonna he is just like he gets there and he's sad not because Marv is like got this great speech on a hologram at her funeral. He's like, "Oh, there's a riot going to kick off, and she's in charge. They're gonna like lynch her." That's why he's sad. He's just here because he wants to bone down. Like he doesn't care about Andor anymore. He's just there to bone down. And by going to the funeral looking for Andor, he's trying to make himself look useful so he can bone down. That is what's happening.
No, I think his entire motivation for going to Ferrix is to capture Andor and turn Andor in to Dedra, so she says he's awesome. 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one.
Mhm.
So it could be entirely a Denji Makima thing where she's like, I'm going to string this guy along and manipulate him into doing whatever I need him to do with the impression that we're going to have sex, and he's going to think that, but it's never going to happen, sucker.
She's going to be like, I got to go out at 1 a.m. for some Chubba Chops. You wait right here.
Yes. Okay. I like this. I like this answer. It's the best one I've found so far because it's a little bit up in the air. Anyway. Yeah. Just some good stuff in the episode. I mean, it's like all of Ferrix. I don't know. There's a bunch of people in Ferrix who want to get Bix back, right? She's held up in the hotel.
Yep.
And none of them can do it. And then Cassian comes home for like 20 minutes and figures it out, right?
Right.
It's like, man, okay. Everyone's got to feel pretty stupid after that. They're like, oh, wow.
The way he does it is he like goes into a building, points a gun at a cook who recognizes him, and he's like, "Where's Bix?" And he points over that way, and then he goes over there. Like,
and then he takes down like 2 guards. Yeah,
yeah.
Really not that bad.
I assume it was so easy for him because everyone else was out during the funeral, being like, "Show of force," and so normally there's a lot more people in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is something that I picked up on too. If most of the guards are out on the street, then there's fewer people inside the hotel at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just good timing. Anywho, yeah, so he rescues Bix, and she seems less entirely brain melted than she was in the last episode, so that's a positive.
Yep. Only slightly, but she's coming back together. But as we've seen in Rogue One, and Bodhi, the pilot, who gets his brain melted by an alien tentacle monster, he eventually comes back around. It's fine. It's not permanent.
True. It's not permanent. Good point. We already have a precedent for that.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the moments that I really loved is, so Marv is doing her like from the dead rise up speech. She's like, everybody fight the Empire. Do it. She's like, it's probably easier to say this because I'm dead. It's like, yeah, probably.
Las rifles don't hurt when you're dead.
Yeah. Fight the bastards, right? So dude goes in and tries to throw a coat over B.
Right. And fails somehow.
Kind of misses, and everyone's like, no, this is cool. And then he kicks B over, and immediately everyone's like, duh! I thought that was so good. Like, you kicked over BMO, get him!
I don't think they're worried about the droid. It is entirely him messing and covering and kicking the holographic projection. That is what they're reacting to.
They didn't move when he tried to do it.
Well, when he tried to cover it and didn't cover it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and then because he didn't cover it, he kicks it and like topples it, so there is no projection. Yeah, that they were reacting to the projection, not the droid. I mean, they do save the droid, which seems like okay.
It's a sentient droid.
Okay, it's spare parts.
I know. Look, you don't understand, but I'm telling you, these people care about these robots. When in the last episode, when BMO's like, Brossos, hang out with me tonight, Brossos like, all right. If she was just a bucket of bolts, Brossos was like, all right, man, nope, you're doing what I need you to do. Thanks. Right?
Look, it's a droid. If droids were like sentient and everyone was buddy with them, there'd be more than one in this town. That's all I think. That's all I think.
Maybe there is. Maybe we just don't see them.
None of them turned out to the lady's funeral. Just the one droid who can't do any fighting.
Maybe they're small. Can't see
Mm,
them. They're all packed in among the people.
I don't know. We
Wait,
get
right.
a lot of pretty good overhead shots of the people. We can see a lot of
Yeah.
the people, and they're people, not droids. So,
Anywho's.
Mhm.
Yeah. So then there's a rebellion of sorts on Ferrix. I don't know. Like that can't. It's not gonna work, right?
Probably not. That's why everyone
But
leaves at the end.
yeah, because I was thinking like, okay, look, you might overwhelm the Imperial forces on Ferrix that are
Today.
local, but they're gonna come back with a Star Destroyer, and then you guys are all very done,
hmm
right? Yeah.
Right. But that's
Anyway,
that's like the entire point of Dead Lady's speech. It's like maybe it's futile to fight, maybe it is, but I mean I'd be doing it if I could. Um, they know that the Imperial forces are overwhelmingly powerful, but
yeah,
that's never stopped anyone in the history of Star Wars, moving forward at least, when the
true.
rebellion properly kicks off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true fact. It also highlights the fact that Yoda at this point in the timeline is hiding on Dagobah, and
mhm.
Obi-Wan's working at some meat processing factory in the desert.
Mm.
Like regular people are willing to put their lives on the line to fight the Empire, and two of the greatest Jedi history's ever known are like, we're good. We're
Well,
afraid.
I mean, okay, so the Jedi know that two people can't win a war. Like, very Luke Skywalker, Last Jedi. Like, what do you want me to do? Walk out there with a laser sword and win a battle? But
Yeah,
what they're doing is biding their time. They're staying in hiding and waiting for an open rebellion to join, or at least Yoda's kicking around looking for like someone who can bring balance to the Force, essentially, to find him as the story actually plays out.
that is not true. There is a rebellion, and Obi-Wan's in a cave, and Yoda is on Dagobah.
There isn't an open rebellion yet.
Yes, there is.
No, there's
There's
one.
an entire fleet. There is a rebellion. Mon Mothma is there. They have X-wings and Y-wings and Corvillian. They have an entire army ready to assault the Death Star at the end of A New Hope. That did not pop out of existence from the start of that movie. The rebellion
No.
exists.
Yeah, it's doing something, but it's
Yeah.
very like. Look, I don't know. I'm reaching, but like, Obi-Wan Kenobi is just there to look after Luke, right? That is what he's doing, and if that means living in the shadows and not fighting the Empire, so be it. Like, from his perspective, he did try to prevent all this from happening and lost, right?
Yes.
Like, he had to kill his best friend, his brother, or at least, in metaphorical terms, he killed Anakin. And, he's got PTSD about that. Like, some people just aren't going to get back into the fight simply because other people are.
I'm just saying, regular people with no force powers and no laser swords are charging at the Empire in Ferrix and laying down their lives to rebel. And Obi-Wan and Yoda are like, not for me.
Yeah, so isn't Ahsoka doing the same thing? She's just like,
Yeah.
not for me, right?
Yeah, we don't know exactly where she is, but yes, that is true.
Right, but that's like the point of this entire show is that like the rebellion is mostly regular people. Sure, there's this B-side story about a kid with a green lightsaber fighting his dad, right, on the Death Star, but that's tangential. The rebellion is people, right? It's the galaxy coming together at the return of the rise of Skywalker. It's people coming together and being willing to fight, not the actions of a few light sword wielding knights.
Yeah, and the whole point is there's no information about the Death Star that Luke can use to kill the Death Star without Cassian Andor. And there's no Cassian Andor without a Kino or without a Marva, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's the whole point. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why it's good. It's so good.
It's right. Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
I don't want you to think I'm just like understating my enjoyment, but I just don't think it's like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's very good. I really liked first of all, Luthen needs to stop parking a ship in the exact same place every time he comes to Ferrix.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of space out there, man. You
Mhm.
can't park in the same. What are you doing? You're a spy. Yeah. I just like the moment between Andor and Luthen, though, where Luthen, when he realizes he doesn't have to kill Cassian, he smiles. He's like, "That's a win, man.
Yeah.
I've had to sacrifice so many people already. I really didn't want to have to kill this dude. I think he's a good dude,
hmm
and I'm so happy I don't have to." That was nice.
So I'm now worried that this is like the middle step for Andor's like arc,
Mm.
because at the start of this, he's like, "Oh, I've accidentally shot this cop. I need to kill the other cop to keep it quiet," which is essentially what uh, Stellan Skarsgård's doing. He's like, "I need to kill Andor to keep this quiet because what he knows could bring down everything, essentially."
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
But
Correct.
but now he's like, "Oh, I don't need to kill him," and Andor's like, "You don't need to kill me. I can just work with you." And like last
Yeah.
episode, Andor was like with the other prisoner who got out. He's like,
Yeah.
"Here's a las gun. Here's a couple credits. Be safe, get well, live a good life." Not the this guy knows me, knows where I'm probably going, and I need to put a las bolt in him to keep him quiet, right? Which is where we believed he was at the start of the Rogue One movie. So it feels like he's gone from where he was at the Rogue One movie to I'm comrade in arms with these people, and now he needs to go back to Rogue One movie Andor.
Kinda. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
They did say this next season of Andor is going to cover like 6 years, so it's
Oh,
going to do a
okay.
lot more time jumping than season 1 did.
That's fair.
So yeah, a lot more progress to go. I think you're right about that.
Okay.
That should be nice.
Mm.
Yo. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You know what I was expecting? Andor puts like Brasso and Bix and Bimo and that kid whose dad died and he threw a bomb at the Empire on a ship and they fly away. I was expecting that ship to get shot down because I was like, Andor has nothing left when we get to Rogue One, right? And I was like, oh no. And he would blame himself. He put them on that ship and told them what to do, and they got shot out of the sky and they're all dead. And I was like, yep, that's it. But no, they're fine apparently. Now I'm like, oh, all right. Well,
yeah. Well, I mean, they might be fine until the next season. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Did
it might
go?
It might totally get found wherever they're trying to hide. Yeah.
Right. Like again, he's got to get back to that Rogue One persona that we know him as.
Mhm.
Did you watch the post-credit scene?
Yes, I didn't know it was there. I think the next day Twitter was like post-credit scene, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I was like,
"Do one all season."
Well, it's the season finale. You gotta. Apparently,
I don't think we had to.
No, but okay. So we now know that what they were making there is very important to the Imperium. To the Empire, I should say, and that's why they were like, nobody gets out. We need these. We can't afford dips in production.
Yep.
So, cool.
Which again, I still maintain automating that process would be so much cheaper and faster than having human people do it. But whatever.
I mean, that have
robots building the Death
it,
Star, right?
Which
they're no strangers to this.
Also, two things. One, this is 6 years before Rogue One, and like the Death Star's just come operational then. It looks like it's pretty much done. Two, in like Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, the Emperor is unhappy with the construction of the Death Star Mark II, and he's like, "We'll get the men working triple shifts." It's like very clearly being made by people, not robots there. So. Yeah. Why is it being made by a robot? It's just inconsistent, and that annoyed me. Like,
yeah, no, it totally is.
It should be space people doing it, not robots.
Yeah. So, Reddit thread that I saw argued that maybe the Death Star is done, but the space laser part doesn't work.
That's my
That's
assumption.
What they need Galen Urso for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That checks out. Yeah.
So just to help the timeline a little bit.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just all of Cassian's life is this like crazy. He helps to build the thing that he helps to kill that then kills him, you know? He's just all stages of, it's just a crazy relationship with the Death Star.
Yeah.
That's all. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to talk about with the finale?
I don't know why Andor's pistol has a rotating chamber, but I like it. I want that gun.
Fair. It shoots lasers. Why are there chambers?
Who knows?
Good point.
Yep.
Do we have any StarCraft 2 to talk about?
Well, there was DreamHack Atlanta last week that we should have talked about, and we've got Super Tournament going on. You don't care about Super Tournament?
Protoss always just wins Super Tournament, and they don't even care. So, like...
Well, 2 of the 3 Protosses just got eliminated.
Oh, that does make it more interesting.
The one left is Hero.
And he can definitely win.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a GSL winner, it's cool.
Yeah.
Who's... Oh, we're not even done with the first round of 16 yet. Okay.
No. So it's very early stuff.
So for Hero to make it to the final, he's got to take down Bunny, probably Dongray, Goo, Dark.
Yeah. Probably.
Probably those, yeah.
Which, possible.
He can do. His PVZ, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've seen a Zerg player just, like, handle it yet. Like, it seems so simple. You just like, I'm adding 5 oracles to my Stalker Zealot composition. And Zergs are like, It feels like it should be solvable. I haven't seen it happen, so maybe here. I mean, assuming he beats Bunny. Let's not make any crazy assumptions. Bunny's kind of looked good recently.
You know the last time Hero beat Bunny?
No.
It was DreamHack Atlanta in the grand finals.
Well, there you go.
Yep. So he just beat him for $15,000. I think he's kind of interested in doing it again. Or at
Definitely.
Least maybe Bunny's looking for revenge because it was a 4-3.
I was going to say, yeah, if it was a 7-game series, then Bunny, I don't know, he feels motivated.
Maybe. Do you have the replay pack for Atlanta yet?
Great question.
I've got it here.
I'm on the Wikipedia page.
It's on there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Cool.
get it. Good call. I was running out.
Yeah.
Whew. Big sneeze. Yeah. So first snow of the season yesterday. I had to shovel the driveway. Always fun.
Yeah. You poor thing.
I know. It's very tragic.
Don't you have indentured servants children for that?
Not when they're at their mom's, I don't.
Then you don't actually go anywhere. Why were you shoveling it?
I've been going to work out. So I'm going to the gym. So
okay.
But you're right. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have to go anywhere. I should just buy a treadmill. You're probably right.
I went for a bike ride the other day for the first time in like years. I don't know if you can tell, but I've got a new bike behind me. It's a lovely little e-bike.
You call motorcycles bikes, though, man.
Okay, I went for a push bike ride. Is that better? I went for a cycle.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. It's an e-bike, and I live on like a hill and in a very hilly area. So even with the pedal assist going uphill, I did not go very far, and my legs really hurt.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Breaking down that muscle to build it up stronger. Very good.
Yep. So
go exercise. Hooray.
Woo. Is that about it?
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm curious to see what Super Tournament does.
Tasteless is not solo casting it, interestingly enough.
Oh, who's he got?
Crap, they did say his name. I did watch the first round. I'm looking at the wrong thing, that's why I can't find him. Who is casting it? State. The guy that normally fills in when one of them's sick for regular GSL.
Yep.
So,
no, that makes sense. I would have guessed State.
Yeah. He's fine. I don't mind him. I was watching some of the games and I'm like, State's kind of like running on his sentences a little bit, like he's running out of things to say, and I'm like, I can just see Tasteless sitting there with his like arm crossed being like, keep going. I'll jump in when I'm ready, bitch. Like hazing the new guy.
Yeah. I love the picture of him on Wikipedia is from him being like 16 years old. He's a
Is it?
child.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's a baby.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
When did he start playing?
2011. Yeah.
So 10 years ago.
11 years ago. He would have been 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even 18. So maybe not quite as baby. He looks young though.
He looks young. He looks younger than Clem did, and Clem looked legitimately 12 for like 6 years.
Yeah. 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 Although I don't know, maybe we're just getting old.
Yeah, it's true. Everyone's getting old.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty soon the 30-year-olds will look old to us. I mean, young to us.
I mean, I'm not 30 yet, so cool.
Well, one day. One day soon. All right, good. So I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Wonderful.
But
So yeah, that's going to be another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour with Samacron, streamed live at twitch.tv/Samacron every Tuesday in the US and Wednesday. You happen to be in Australia or Japan or something.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And China.
Sure. And
Sure.
New Zealand. Yep.
Yeah.
Papua
and
New
like
Guinea.
a ton of other southeastern countries.
Tonga.
Indonesia, Malaysia.
Mm-hmm. All those cool places.
Thailand, Taiwan, Philippines.
Sure. Vietnam.
Just name all of them here. Yeah. Yep. Vietnam. Good call. Yeah, you can support the podcast directly at patreon.com/Samacron, also by buying merch at falconpaladin.store. And until next time, as always, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. And you take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Bye.